Here's a little garden tip for you. If you're not getting enough cucumbers, you can do this. And just keep on doing it to each and every little flower. Pollination, folks. If you don't have the bee support that you need, because a lot of people are killing the bees. Yeah, you Astro. This is what you do. It only takes a light. Okay. We'll get the other ones over there later. Another thing you can do to make sure your trees, this is a tomato plant right here. And every day I come along and just give it the whole plant a little shake. Just like so. These were volunteer tomatoes. And so is this one, and look what's happening there. Because every day we give it a little shake. So we will continue to shake it. And by shaking it, just shaking it alone will make it, just by shaking a tomato plant, you're doing the same thing. So vining plants are plants like that have females and males. Take just like little cucumbers and stuff, you just take a little Q-tip to tomatoes, you give a little shake, and then pie or pumpkin, anything that's like this over here, a vining plant that has a female and a male, you can break off the little male part and take it to any female flowers you have. So, and the male flower is obvious. It looks like a male part, and the female part, it looks pretty obvious, so you'll be able to tell. So here's a pumpkin here. Actually gonna put him up there a little bit. And we'll see. There is a male flower. You can see how it's rounded. There's another pumpkin. There's another male. And you want to do this in the morning. There's another male. There's another little cucumber flower. And some some tomatoes that I planted. Here's another cucumber plant. But I'm gonna wait until this cucumber plant dries out before I do the Q-tip thing to that, so that we get more growth or get some cucumbers. Okay, my loofah is grabbing onto my potatoes, which are dying off, or this one looks like it's got some pest damage on it. Anytime you see like the where it's a nub. That's a pest damage. Got a nice little bell pepper. We'll give that one a little bit longer. And then my loofah is now coming down here and climbing back up. And it looks like this one is doing the same. Need to save some banana peels for some phosphorus and feed my plants again. And then if you look closely here, these have totally gone to seed heads here. And that is doing the same. That sunflower that was so beautiful is now turning around into a seed head, and that's what we want. Look at that little gentleman. And it looks like this plant's at the end of its cycle anyways, and so are this. We'll have to get some loppers or a saw to cut it down. But fun stuff. Okay, can't wait for, looks like there is one tomato on there. Now these aren't getting the same nutrients as what was in those pots over there. But they're doing good, considering I give them a little food every once in a while. I've given them food twice. And they're doing pretty well in this Tennessee soil. But this soil that they put some grass down on, that is actually pretty good stuff. You get mushrooms and stuff growing up in this soil, so it's actually pretty good. So, sorry I haven't weeded, guys. My back won't let me right now. Usually I keep my yard pretty nice and weeded, and when I don't, it's my back preventing it. So these tomatoes are dying off, so I have to get some. I need to go back over to the property and get some of my garden tools and cut these down, and then we'll feed the soil a little bit. Still getting tomatoes off a dying plant though. Nothing wrong with that. Then I'll feed the soil in these plants, and we will go ahead and grow something else in them. So probably some peas, just a few peas. We'll plant that whole square footage full of peas, and it's got a little trellis. We'll tie it to the trellis as it grows up. So in other areas where we're taking stuff down, like the tomatoes over here, where it's got something it can run up against, as soon as we take those tomatoes down, we'll grow some peas. I think we'll do sugar peas because we want to be able to eat the whole thing. I don't think that we don't have enough growing space here to put in. Man, this loofah's just running everywhere, guys. Doing its thing. We don't have enough space here to do like peas that you would shuck. So I planted some potatoes in there. We'll see if they go. They're again from the grocery store. I don't think we're going to have a good potato harvest. That's what I was going to say. Yesterday when I was at the grocery store, I got some organic potatoes, and Astro, don't pee against there. That's my plants. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here, old man. I got some organic potatoes, and if those usually go to start getting eyes on them pretty quick. That's the great thing about potatoes. And I put them in a warm area because I want to force them into that. Now, this is a great time of year to get organic potatoes for your seed potatoes. If you want to start seed potatoes in the spring, you put them in a cool, dark area. Let those get some eyes on them, and then you have them. You don't have to buy seed potatoes at the store. I've been doing it for years with organic potatoes. It's worked every time. Now, if it doesn't, they have sprayed something on those potatoes, and I think that's what happened to the other potatoes that I have here. they've sprayed something on those potatoes, and I don't think we're going to have any potato harvest from what we have here. But I gave it a try anyways, just to show you guys what works and what doesn't. Also, I just put in some more potatoes, but they weren't organic, so we'll see what happens. So if not, we have our backup. And this sweet potato should come out in September. And after these come out, if I want to grow potatoes in here, sweet potatoes, you take a lot out of the soil. They're starting to, they come out in September. I'm not big on bug spray and stuff like that. A lot of people go to town on that stuff, or really on top of it weekly. Now, if I was in a situation where it was dire straits out here, I would be spraying as much as I can, with organic methods. So we'll yank these sweet potatoes out of here, amend this soil heavily, because potatoes like to eat, folks. They love to eat. So if you're going to grow potatoes, which I prefer to grow potatoes, because this is what they're doing with your potatoes when you buy potatoes, guys, is you'll notice that a rancher, or not a rancher, a farmer, sorry, will plant three to four different crops. And his ending crop, or the one that's fourth on that list always, is, sorry about my glasses turning into sunglasses. It's nice and hot out here and the sun's right in my eyes. The farmer will, the fourth cycle of what he grows is always potatoes, or he grows onions, or he grows carrots. And the reason why he grows those things, folks, is that if you grow potatoes in an area, they're going to suck up any bad thing in your soil, and they'll end up in your potatoes. So a lot of people use them to amend their soil. If you don't want to use, I wouldn't do it, because you ended up with a bunch of potatoes that sucked up some bad things. Any root crop will do that. Onions will do that. Carrots will do that. Any root crop that comes out of the ground is going to suck up some bad things. They usually need a lot of feeding too. Now sunflowers will do the same thing. So you don't really want to eat the seed from them, but the good thing is that you can amend your soil with that, because you're not going to eat a sunflower. You can just keep on reusing those seeds, and if you delicate those seeds that have been polluted by bad things in your soil, you can just keep on using them, and they'll do the same thing. And then you get some good seed, good organic seed, to grow what you're going to eat, or what you're going to feed your chickens. So in here you can see that we've grown or started some beans for the second. Not all of them came up. They were kind of some old beans, you can see there. Now I kept the roots of what was growing in here. It was lettuce, so maybe some of them didn't come up because of that. But that is permaculture right there, guys. You just cut it off at the root, and you keep those roots in the ground, and that's going to add biomass to your soil, and it's going to do good things. So just cut them off at the root there, guys, and you'll get great things in your soil. So that is my garden tips for the day. We'll see you guys back in the garden when I do the next garden tour, or probably when I start cleaning some of this up. You guys can come along with me too. It's a mess out there, and right now my back's not letting me do much. So we'll get on that as soon as we go out to the land and get some proper tools. They're all at the land, unfortunately, and I need them here to I can't even cut a tomato down with what I have here. So maybe with a knife, I probably could with a knife, with for a tomato plant, but we have a couple that are dying off. We're gonna wait as long as we can on the tomatoes, but as soon as we pull those out, we'll put in some peas because they can handle a little frost. And they actually taste better when they've been frosted. And you get those little frosts on there. Kale loves it. Peas love it. They won't do very long. They won't withstand a hard cold. Peas won't. Kale could if you throw a little cloth on it. And then broccoli likes a little frost. Not too much though. Anyways, I'm gonna go, guys. My allergies are starting to get me out here. You guys have a great and wonderful day. I'm chasing my dreams. You guys go chase yours. And as always, God bless, and we'll see you next time. Bye.